Let's get to some of the top moving stocks in today's market. Jenny Horne's with us, markets correspondent here on Schwab Network, taking a look at Roblox. Now, in this case, down arrows. Let's talk about Roblox. Some of your thoughts, please, Jenny.
Yeah, Nicole, and I guess the good news is you mentioned how we're seeing some strength in the overall markets, and we've seen some of the selling today ease as shares were down 26% earlier in the session. So now we're only down, about 21.5%. So we're seeing some improvement, but still, a pretty dismal reaction to the fact that they dialed back their financial forecast. But hey, they reported a pretty hefty gain in quarterly revenue. So we did see the first quarter loss of 43 cents. That was narrower than the losses expected, of around 53 cents a share. Revenue came in just over around $801 million. That was a jump from the $655 million reported a year ago. Bookings, though, which do typically measure the sales of these virtual currencies on their platform, were up about 19% year over year. Now, looking ahead, they do expect revenues to fall between around $855 to $880 million. We are expecting for the full year revenue to fall between around $3.45 to $3.52 billion, compared to the prior forecast at around $3.3 to $3.4 billion. So actually, that was a bit more optimistic. The bad news is that bookings are now expected to fall between $4 and $4.1 billion. Street had been expecting around $4.14 to $4.3 billion roughly. So they said that their overall second quarter bookings guide specifically does incorporate this slower growth in the first half of April, as they lapped comparisons with the Easter holiday last year, which also does include recent evidence of their growth in their daily active users, their hours, and revenue. So they said that basically if you stripped out that one-time occurrence and some of the boost and lift they saw as a result of the holiday, they would basically match the bookings growth rate they achieved in 23, now calling for that same target in 24. So they tried to justify it. I think the street just read this as, hey, you gave slightly disappointing numbers for one metric of your guidance and took off. And Roblox moves. We had been pricing in volatility into this print. So while it is pacing for one of its worst days, we did see a move to this magnitude just about 2 years ago. So Roblox does tend to make volatile swings in either direction.
All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Good to see you, Jenny Horne.